Warning: the following audio podcast may include language of an adult, nonsensical, repetitive, and quite frankly, moronic nature. On the plus side, if you watch the video version, you get to see two sexy motherfuckers. Enjoy the show.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 146, it's a total eclipse of Tommy Lee's testicles. Civil war is raging in this week's movie review, and much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush Hayes, buddy.
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you from San Francisco, all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. It's the future home. It is the People's Podcast. It is the original Waffle Box, and you accept no substitutes because we are coming to you all the way live. You love us because we do this. We do this because we love you. Producer Lathan, what's up, dude?
Hey guys, I don't know about you two, but I'm still reacting to the huge news from last week that O.J. Simpson had passed away. Word on the street is that the same glove was found on the scene that was found in Nicole Brown's house. I'm no expert, but if you ask me, it seems that we have a serial killer on our hands. Why is nobody talking about this?
That's actually the funniest joke I've heard this entire week. As far as O.J. Simpson is concerned, that is the funniest joke I've heard all week.
You mean you didn't love the one about, well, at least O.J. Simpson can rest easy knowing his wife's murderer is dead?
Yeah,
I saw 5,000 times.
Yes, everyone, and all 5,000 of them thought they did it first.
But the first time I saw that joke, I did a, that's
clever.
good.
Yeah, right? This is clever. That was a clever joke. And then everyone else, like, cut and paste that fucking comment. Some people even screenshotted it because they didn't want to bother to type it out.
Yeah, just couldn't be bothered to copy and like, at least, like, if you're going to do that, at least put a little bit of your own spin on it so that when you do the trending topics, you literally just see O.J. Simpson's, and it's just literally the same tweet over and over and over. And it's like, and it's all by those blue checkmark people.
Oh, I don't even know about that, but I believe you. Do you remember where you were when O.J. Simpson was on the lam? In his Bronco, driving down the freeway, police chasing him. I'm going to guess you were probably asleep, not only because of time difference, but because you were a child.
What year was that?
1993.
So yeah, I was
the
like
summer of 1993.
So I was either 7 or 8, depending on when in the summer. So yeah, I can't imagine I was hooked to the TV at that point. I probably didn't even know who the fuck O.J. Simpson was.
Probably not. And again, like I said, there's a 9-hour difference between you and me and Los Angeles and England. So I can tell you where I was. I was stuck in traffic because everyone was trying to get home, trying to get to the fucking TV to watch the Bronco chase. Meanwhile, I had to get orientated into a fraternity that I was initiating in at 15. I honestly forget what day on the calendar it was. I forget the date even. However, I remember being stuck in traffic. I had already seen footage, but we were listening to the radio because it was literally just inches. You were only moving inches, not even full feet, not even full car lengths, not even a full red lightish. It was just inches for whatever reason. And then the whole ceremony was late because everyone else had the same problem that day. And yeah, that's what I was doing while OJ was on the run.
So he caused you to be stuck in traffic?
Yes.
Fucking, I'm glad he's dead.
I'm not. I have so many mixed feelings about this. He was found not guilty during that whole circus of a trial.
Glove didn't fit.
However,
He must have quit.
after 20 plus years and seeing all the evidence and this and that and the other and the TV shows and the movie and whatnot, he probably killed that bitch. Um, there was a TV mini series that came out like 6 years ago, The People versus O.J. Simpson.
Oh, I
It
remember that.
was
That wasn't
part
very
of
good.
FX's American Crime Story. It would be the first one of that series. They would have gone to Versace and then the Bill Clinton scandal and I think one other thing. I'm not sure. Anyways, the most interesting thought I had coming out of that is there's a scene where Ron Goldman's dad, his surviving father, is like, my son is a footnote in his own murder. And I thought that was the most interesting thing that came out of this, outside of Marcia Gold finding out that the prosecutor, whose name I'm forgetting, who is also now dead, uh, found out he would be taking the reins. And then in the scene, 3 episodes later, she's reading the newspaper, having a cigarette, drinking her morning coffee, and on network TV, she said, "Fuck." And I was like, wow, that was the greatest use of the word fuck ever.
Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff.
Powerful stuff. It was. It captivated an entire country, maybe the
All I
world,
know,
at least a
to be-
country.
this might be a controversial opinion, but I wouldn't be shocked if he was actually innocent, because he has been, we've seen there's video evidence where he has been like under like control, where he almost killed the Queen of England.
Oh,
But
I'm not familiar with this. Please elaborate. Please expand.
Naked Gun, must have watched that movie.
That was not him. That was literally that was a baseball player, not O.J. Simpson.
I thought that was O.J. Simpson.
That was not. O.J. is in The Naked Gun. Make no mistake about that. He played Nordberg, who, by the way, is a different Nordberg from the TV series. There was six episodes of Police Squad. 15 years later, they made
Oh,
a
it's
movie
Reggie
called The Naked Gun.
Jackson.
Reggie Jackson tried to kill the
Son of
Queen
a
in the
bitch.
Naked Gun movie.
Was he dead?
Reggie Jackson just passed away, actually. That's very sad,
Oh,
too.
Jesus, there's a whole lot of death going on right now.
No, yes. Always death.
I need to lighten this shit up. Let me tell you a little bit of a story about my weekend, right?
Break it down, man.
So-
How'd your weekend go?
It was all right. I went to Brooklyn. I was at BK, trendy BK.
Brooklyn.
Whoop, whoop. And that was on Saturday night, and I got a little bit of intoxicated.
Oh, just a
So
little.
slept over, and so on Sunday we went for brunch, which it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which
The
I'm
drunk
being
man's breakfast.
pickable, but whatever. And so we went to some diner, all right. And so one of the people wanted to get a BLT sandwich, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted mayonnaise on it, but that's what. Let me check before I ask for mayonnaise. I know mayonnaise is the devil's condiment, but whatever. So they wanted to check: does it come with mayonnaise, or do I need to request mayonnaise? And so the server comes over, and she said, "Oh, can I have a BLT sandwich? Does that come with?" And as soon as she said that, the server cut off and said, "It comes with bacon, lettuce, tomato." And you should never insult your server, especially before the food comes out.
They should not be shitty.
Right,
that wasn't
and
the question.
I gave
Like,
her a look as if to say, like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. We worked that bit out. We know bacon, lettuce, tomato comes in a BLT sandwich.
That person
knobhead.
probably has heard several people go like, "Is there lettuce in the BLT? I can't have lettuce. I'm allergic to tomatoes and the citrus. Can you make it just a BL?" Like,
Just, yeah. I don't know.
However,
that just kind of annoyed me.
no, you have every right to be annoyed. That server should have been annoyed. You should be annoyed about the server. However, also, I would still go back to the 13th century where Marie Antoine Sorey Creme invented mayo during a French war, I believe, with the British. If I could go back in time and kill anybody, it would be that bitch.
Not Hitler.
No, no, Hitler's got MMA skills. He's actually a trained combatant. Hitler knows how to fight. This is just some bitch in a kitchen. I can fucking take her.
What about just do the deadball technique and go back to when Hitler was a baby and kill the baby?
Because I'm more worried about the fucking mayo right now, man. Like, that other shit happened, but I sincerely
One thing at a
hate
time.
mayo. One thing at a time. Yeah, if this works out. What if I do this and then like the Holocaust never happens? Wouldn't that be awesome? You wouldn't know because I would have changed time, but wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, after all, it just turns out that World War II started because Hitler fucking hated mayonnaise.
Well, this is still pre-World War One, so we might even avoid that. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Be amazing. But
then I catch all the angles, man. Like I'm there. Like
but then we
I'm the
wouldn't get
ultimate
like
confidence man.
wouldn't get like shows like Band of
Hey
Brothers.
man,
and
they
things
don't
like
just
that.
like mold anybody's face on a fucking plate of silver. All right. Actually, they do. But
Or a V.
since I do, maybe trust me on this one.
But there you go. That was my weekend. An epic weekend. Fucking BLT comes with bacon. That's the water, apparently.
Yeah, no, again, you should be annoyed at the server. You should be annoyed by your friend. I mean, I have to request that mayo doesn't go on anything. All right, because if I don't, then it's on everything. And it's just like
It has vinegar in it, and that the smell of vinegar just turns my stomach.
I'm the same way. However, if I'm at the Kezar pub and they don't splash some vinegar on their hot wings, it ain't the same. It's there is like I don't want like a cup of vinegar. I don't want my thing doused in vinegar, but it is an ingredient in some things.
Well, like barbecue sauce.
Mama
'cause
Hayes
vinegar
makes
has
a killer set of
barbecue
pork chops, and while I hate sauerkraut, one, it looks awful.
Yeah.
Two, it smells disgusting.
Facts.
Three, it's called sauerkraut. It's a German thing, but still. However, if she doesn't make her pork chops with sauerkraut, and you can just scrape that shit off because I do every time, and she's gone out of her way to make it without it, and that's why I know if Mama Hayes doesn't make pork chops with sauerkraut, they are not good. It's something about the texture, something about the flavor. Again, you just scrape that shit off. It's fine. However, yeah, science is complicated.
Science is complicated, especially rocket science. Oh, it's well hard. Anyway,
Sure.
final
Is
final
that a
bit
segue
before
to
we,
a rocket story?
no, but Houston Rockets are a basketball team, I believe.
They are.
Yep.
Not even
And-
your time zone. Interesting. What's going on with the Rockets? Because they are
Well,
like
no, that was my,
six
gonna be my
games
segue.
behind the Warriors.
I don't care about basketball. Basketball's dumb. But
Well,
anyway,
you started this.
I know because I was trying to segue into tonight. So on Monday, I should say, the big news was the WNBA had their draft.
Okay.
And obviously, everyone was like, "Oh my god, where's Caitlin Clark going to go?" And anyone
That's the lady from Iowa. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't have any
Okay.
knowledge about pretty much WNBA except for New York Liberty are one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. Go New York Liberty! Whoop whoop. But you know, if anyone had any knows how drafts work, they know the best player is probably going to go number one overall. So it was not a very shock that she went number one overall. And I tell you, the only reason I bring it up is because I don't know what the team name is, but she went to Indiana, I think. Indiana picked her.
Interesting. Okay.
And I've never been to Indiana. I'm not familiar with Indiana.
Same.
When she realized that she was getting drafted by Indiana, her face looked like someone just told her puppy died. She did not. She's like, thank you. Yay.
That sucks.
Indiana. Woo. Like, what happens in Indiana? No offense again, but I don't know. Like, No one, like when you think
No.
of like, wow, California, woo, lots of things going on in California, Texas, woo, Texas Alamo and all that stuff. New York's great and stuff like that.
No.
St. Louis has that big Archie thing. That's pretty cool.
Sure, sure,
What
sure.
does Indiana have?
Indiana actually has a lot of basketball, so
Well,
she should be stoked about that. However, I mean, the movie Hoosiers, whether you've seen it or not, that's a movie out of Indiana. That's a whole famous story. Um, anyways, Indiana really doesn't have much going on. A lot of crime if you're in the town of
oh,
Gary. So I don't know where in Indiana the WNBA team is, but yes, that was
well,
probably
the
as real as
Indiana
a
team's in
reaction as you're
Indiana.
gonna get. Like we were talking about her off the air just before we started, and like, yeah, Ice Cube's Big Three offered her a formal proposal, or maybe it was an informal proposal. Anyway, they went like, yeah, she can come to our league any day. And I was like, wow, the first woman in the Big Three. By the way, the Big Three has been around for 3, maybe 4 years now. And the whole thing is guys that are not playing in the NBA now, who have played in the NBA, they're just a little bit too old now. This is the spot for them. Big Three. It's 3-on-3. That's why we call it Big Three. And Ice Cube was like, yeah, that chick from Iowa can come over and she can play with us. And I'm like, wow, that would actually be very, very, very interesting. Indiana for the WNBA. WNBA, while I'm only now getting familiar with it because, by the way, San Francisco is now getting their official WNBA team in the
Ooh,
2025 season. That's next year.
Candace.
There's like 40
Just the facts,
games
man.
total, and 20 of those will be at home. I might be off by a couple of numbers, but the WNBA is not as prominent as the regular NBA.
There's less
Definitely
teams.
do a lot more than the NFL. Can't speak for Major League Soccer. Less than half, just a little over half of what the Major League Baseball series does. The Major League Baseball is 162 games.
Well,
NBA is
NBA is like
82 games.
82 games. NHL is 82 as well, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. The Sharks just finished their season the other day unsuccessfully. Anyways, yeah, Caitlin Clark probably not excited about being in Indiana for 40 games.
And I mean, the team's called the Indiana Fever. Right. So when the team is named after something you get when you're sick, it's not good luck.
Fever has a couple different meanings, but I hear what you're saying, and I'm not going to expand on that. So, yeah, I'm with Caitlin Clark. Like, that's a shit. You could have been hanging out with Ice Cube right now.
And probably got, well, I mean, I'm sure she'll do all right. She's on State Farm commercials and all
She didn't
that.
actually have to sign the contract. Regardless of when she got drafted, by who she got drafted, she doesn't have to sign that contract.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? If she,
That would be amazing.
No
That
offense.
I
I'm
would
going
be
to
the
hang out with
biggest
Ice
Caitlin
Cube.
Clark fan right now if she said, like, yeah, I'm not going to Indiana. Just like Indiana Jones, not going to Indiana.
And I'm going to assume, just because of how drafts work, Indiana must be one of the worst teams in the WNBA if they got in the first overall draft pick. So
Yeah,
I'm sure
yep,
she's
that
like,
would.
well, I kind of wanted to carry on being really good and potentially winning things. Can I go to a good team? She should come to New York. Hopefully, she comes to New York Liberty.
She's most
Liberty,
likely
liberty,
got an
liberty,
opinion on this.
liberty.
We apparently, with no knowledge of WNBA, have an opinion on this. However, I can tell you, this woman is getting endorsement deals. She's in major commercials that I have seen. All right, I don't see every
Like a
commercial,
good
but I have
neighbor.
seen these
State
commercials.
Farm is there.
State Farm. I think she's in a Chase commercial as well. She's probably going to bring something to the Indiana women's team.
The
So
fever.
the
And the
fever.
only description is more Caitlin Clark.
Nice. I saw what you did there. I approve.
Right. For our knowledge or lack thereof of the WNBA is exposed any further, let's move on into this week's top stories. Lathan,
Play
if
there.
you would do the honors.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Imagine the bubbles. This week's top stories starts us off.
Did you hear OJ died?
Yeah.
Breaking news.
That was exciting.
Yeah, right. No, we go to Kansas. Ooh. Hit your ruby slippers together, and you can go there. Apparently,
Okay.
fast travel.
Standing by.
So the owner of a Kansas bakery is asking customers to eat their cookies carefully after she lost the $4,000 diamond from her ring in the dough. Dawn Monroe, owner of Sis Sweets Cookies and Cafe in Leavenworth, said the diamond fell out of her ring that had been on her finger for 36 years. And at some point while she was at the shop, she puts on Facebook, we kind of went back to the kitchen to look around, but she does fear that it ended up in the cookie dough. She wrote on the Facebook page, if you happen to find the diamond, I would be forever in your debt if you would return it.
Yeah, no shit, you'd be forever in my debt if I found that diamond in my cookie, because I'd sue your ass for all that you've got.
Yeah,
I just take the diamond and sold it myself, but whatever.
Oh, imagine you have to get some of that $4,000 you'd have to use to get your teeth fixed. Because imagine crunk into a diamond. Oof.
I mean, if you crunch into the diamond, yeah, there's a dental bill for sure. But if it's one of those rare instances where like you're mushing it around in your mouth and you somehow don't crunch the diamond and still swallow it, it's gonna wreak havoc on your internal sides. So once I'm sitting on the toilet for 4 hours and going, oh my God, this is the worst pain I've ever had in my life.
My
and
God.
then I look back to see the aftermath. I'm like, oh, there's something shiny in there. One, we have rubber gloves here. So I'm going in that fucking bitch. See what's so shiny.
Diamond in that poop. Let me get my sieve.
If I find a tiny diamond in my poop, I am not turning that in. I'm gonna wash it thoroughly, and then I'm gonna sell it. So suck it, bitch. That would be the best case than me suing you for losing your diamond in my goddamn cookie.
Also, I'm no expert. I don't work in a bakery, but I have worked in the food industry. What the fuck? Take off your ring, you dirty bitch. Why are you making this? What the fuck?
Guess you know who doesn't wear wedding rings that are married? Bakers, cooks, chefs, anyone in the culinary industry that has to use their hands a lot. That includes also doctors and surgeons. You know what they do? They put that bitch on a fucking necklace and wear that. It's pretty common these days, at least in the last 30 years. So yeah, that whole thing could have been avoided. And well, I hope you never see your diamond again, you fucking bitch.
Dawn.
Oh, why so aggressive, Kush?
Whatever.
Why am I so angry?
She
tonight?
deserves it. So because we've already very made clear that she doesn't wear gloves whilst making her stuff either.
Oh yeah, great point. Great point.
I hope the environmental agency is reading this, going, "Oh, this is an easy one." Doop doop doo. Because I'm pretty, I'm sure she'll be like, "No, I was wearing gloves, but I put the diamond ring over the glove." No, that doesn't sound. No, okay, I'm sorry.
Dude, I was in a situation one time where I had no medical insurance, I had no dental insurance, but I needed a tooth extracted immediately. And they did. It was a whole ordeal. And then they put a $2,000 titanium post, which was very much smaller than that goddamn diamond. All right. And they're like, we're going to put this post in your jaw. We're going to let it set. And then we're going to put a crown in there. Okay. But it's $2,000 and it's titanium. All right. I don't know any better. Okay. Here's the caveat. Chew on your left side for the next month. And for like 28 days, I had no problem doing that. And then one day, I accidentally chewed on my right side. Felt the post extract, swallowed it. That was the end of it. And a couple folks had the gall to ask me, like, so did you go in there and get the post? No, you asshole. I did not root around in my fucking shit for a fucking titanium post. Because it's literally it's this big. For the folks at home watching, it's smaller than what I'm making with my fingers. For those at
Doesn't count.
home,
I don't
I'm
think that
talking like
counts.
a millimeter big. All right, it's something that went in your jaw. Oh, by the way, if I did extract it, what are they gonna do? Put it back in my fucking mouth? Probably not.
But what did they say when you told them that you
Ah, well.
disregarded their instructions and you swallowed it?
When the dentist called me on it and was like, so did you get the post? I was like, no, stupid, I didn't get the goddamn post. And they're like, yeah, all right. And then they just went on. And we somehow figured out a way to put a crown in my jaw without that $2,000 post. And that was fucking ridiculous.
Bit of super glue or no more nails.
I have no idea what's in my jaw right now.
Like what's that stuff that on the commercial where they stick like chairs to walls and shit?
Super glue, but still.
Yeah, Gorilla
But still.
Glue or something. Yeah,
Gorilla glue. Yeah, Gorilla
that
glue
in there.
was actually not a. Some woman glued her hair together because she
I
thought it was
saw
a
that.
product and not a super glue.
No, I
yeah,
think she was just stupid.
she's also stupid. However, I've tried using that stuff on like a side view mirror on a car. No, the car don't care. The super glue don't care. It just goes to the side. And you're like, oh man, now I gotta get some electric tape and I gotta get some duct tape and I gotta get some black tape. Like it's multiple layers holding my side view mirror together.
And nothing makes a
Thankfully,
car look
passenger
cool than duct tape holding it together.
Surprisingly, duct tape will not hold that mirror together.
I
Anyway,
think that mirror just hates you.
I think we were talking about a basketball player here, but still.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark just slowly making her way to Indiana.
I'm
A
genuinely
sad,
surprised
lost
Ring isn't
child.
using that as their jingle for when someone rings my doorbell.
That'd be
That's
cool.
actually very pleasant. That's nice. I like it.
The guest is in. I wonder if
Oh,
anyone's
is
got
Amazon
that.
here with a package for me? Oh, no, they're not because they don't ring the doorbell and then they drop shit off in like a bush or the backyard or in the front yard or anywhere but the goddamn front door and they don't ring the doorbell. Fuck you, Amazon.
What I love is when, because we have a front door that opens inwards, but then we also have a screen door that opens outwards.
Hilarious.
And what I love is when they deliver the packages sometimes, put them right up against the door. And so I have to like struggle. I'm trapped. I'm trapped in my own house. Amazon has boarded me into this, and you have to like push.
Interesting.
Because like one time through work, they delivered like a bunch of like stuff basically. It was very heavy boxes. And
oh, really? Okay.
I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die in this house now. I cannot leave. I'm going to starve to death. Thankfully, I didn't. I'm still alive.
Not to throw Mama Hayes under the bus, I'm not going to tell you what's. Not going to say what's in the boxes, but boxes that are bigger than the frame of the goddamn window I'm in. They're only about 20 pounds, maybe 18 pounds, but they don't come in any size less than 4 boxes. And then when you see what's inside, you're like, God damn, bitch, do we really need all of these? And she's like, yes, we did. And I'm like, I guess we do. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I've opened my door several times when Amazon has not rang the doorbell. By the way, we have 2 doorbells. They could ring the doorbell from World War II. That doesn't work anymore, which I would actually make sense. But guess what? We actually have that doorbell camera. So I see them not ringing anything. Not even the doorbell camera, which would be fantastic if you started doing that, Amazon. I don't know why this third of a second is taking you so long to do. But anyways. I think we were talking about a female basketball player.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark. Enjoy India.
Caitlin Clark. That's right. Out of Iowa. Big star. Big star.
Big star, big star. Next story comes to us. Oh, we are talking about like last week's news. We're talking about OJ Simpson. Now we're talking about the eclipse is back
Oh
in the
yeah,
news.
the eclipse. That was a thing that happened. It was not in San Francisco. I can tell you
No,
that much.
I just saw some. It got the clouds and it got dimmer and went back up again. Like someone fucked the light switch.
We didn't have that problem. We had clouds, but it didn't get dimmer than usual.
Well, thankfully, just smashed the microphone. Local Mexican TV station RCG Media, they did live coverage of the solar eclipse, and it was all going very well until they asked basically for viewers to submit their videos of the solar eclipse, right? Which is a great idea, right? However, if you are going to do this, probably a good idea for you to watch them before you put them out live on air.
I'm sensing genitalia coming up.
Yes. So when they were showing the eclipse.
No, Mike doesn't vet these to me beforehand, by the way, folks. I'm making a very blind guess here.
So as the eclipse was entering totality, the broadcast suddenly cut to a different shot, and all of a sudden a pair of testicles dropped into frame. Two of the anchors were visibly panicked. And the control room cut back to the live shot of the studio. So TMZ reports that RCG Media had asked viewers to send these videos in. Some people on social media suspect that the dangly pair may have belonged to Tommy Lee. The Motley Crue drummer reportedly uploaded and deleted a similar video of his family jewels dropping into a shot of the eclipse.
I believe that's what they call in Spain, dos toros gigantes.
Ooh.
The E2, Lathan.
So yes, hilarious.
So we still don't know this was Tommy Lee, but
I don't think as of when I read the article, and I haven't delved into it, I don't want to Google more about Tommy Lee's testicles. Tommy
Lee's got is famously for having a big cock. All right.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean necessarily he's
Ron Jeremy has a big cock. There's a guy named John Holmes who is now dead, died of AIDS because
so many people
he was a heterosexual, but he got to pay the rent, so he did some homosexual porn and he got the AIDS and then died. None of these men, I believe, have the biggest junk in the world. So I believe this probably, if this came out of Mexico, hilarious. It could also come out of India or China or Spain or wherever. But yeah, how Mexico, how did you not foresee this being a thing?
Okay. But yeah, the moral of the story is before you put out viewer submitted videos live on air, always check them for bollocks.
Right. The intern got fired that day, assuming there was an intern.
Well, just out of morbid curiosity, I did watch the video, and they were very smooth.
Oh, well, that's pleasant of them, because no one wants to see a hairy set of balls. Like, Kush Hayes' balls are hairy. Sorry, ladies. They're very hairy. Like everything about me is hairy. Everything below my eyeballs, hairy.
So I like to give mine a little buzz cut every now and again, but I don't get too close because I'm very scared about nipping them. And I'm not doing the waxing.
A blade next to your testicles and your cock. You want to be very careful about that.
It's the buzzer with the guard
on.
You're doing
the buzzer
with the guard on. So
same statement.
I give the little gents like a number 3, and then a bit of a fade. Yeah.
Impressed. I am.
Thanks. Maybe I'll put a picture up on no one.
That's the
Final
only
top
fantasy.
story. Well, hopefully that'll do numbers finally, rather than just talking about Rob Schneider. Anyway, don't talk about Rob Schneider. Final news story comes to us from Germany,
Ooh,
or
Dankeschön.
as the locals call it, Deutschland, which which translates to double land. I don't know, I'm just making that up. So a modern art gallery in Germany has fired an employee. Why, you may ask? After discovering that the employee had hung his own work up in an exhibition.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not, right? The 51-year-old man had drilled 2 holes into a wall. You're drawing way too much attention to yourself already there. Just put some sticky stuff on the back and just like really quickly go on the wall.
It's apparently a very big piece, though.
Black and Decker coming in. So yeah, he drilled 2 holes to mount a painting in Munich's Pinakothek de Moderne, a modern something. Local media reported the man had pulled the stunt in hope of achieving his artistic breakthrough. A spokesperson for the gallery said the artwork was not on display for very long, adding that the piece was returned to the artist. That's nice. At least they returned it to him. That's nice. The man was an employee of the gallery's technical services team. Oh, I guess that's why he has a drill on hand, so no one really thinks anything of it. Oh, it's a tech guy. It's a tech guy. And he described himself as a freelance artist. Well, he's definitely a freelance artist now because he's been fired. In addition to his employment being terminated, he has also been banned from the gallery. Oh,
Interesting. I mean, his work must not be very good then.
No, that's the thing, because I remember a story came out, it was like a year or 2 ago. I think this one might be in France, maybe, where someone did a similar thing. And long story short, the art gallery sold the art piece and donated it to a charity of the person's choice. It's like, that's nice.
Best case scenario, but other than not getting paid. But sure,
I mean, they got a bit of publicity out of it, but they just went, fuck off, mate. So it must have been shit. That's what.
If
in
that
the
work
spirit
got sold,
of keeping all of these stories connected, let's just pretend that the artwork in question was just a photo of Tommy Lee's testicles, and then let's never speak of this again.
That would be fair. That if he did put up a painting of Tommy Lee's testicles, that would be a very good reason to be fired.
I mean, the story tonight was this gentleman's painting did not get sold. It got pulled down. He put it up after drilling holes into the wall, but again, that must have been a very large piece, but also must have been not a very good looking piece. So, like, I mean, guess what? Like, if you work at a coffee shop that's displaying art, you're not unusual. You're not unique. Most coffee shops do that. I don't know how many of those pieces get sold, but guess what? They're getting pissed off that you put your piece up there. Probably not a good piece. Yeah.
I mean, it's a modern art like place, so it's
modern art is very abstract.
Yeah, it's probably like just red paint splattered onto a canvas, and then he's probably like, "Oh yeah, as you can see, this is about the human's inner monologue and the duality between his personalities. It's just 2 lines, buddy. It's just 2 lines."
Take that same dialogue, take that same explanation, and put it on like a blown up picture of just some backyard lawn furniture tipped over. Most of the time you see it in a meme that says, "We will rebuild after the big storm of 2024," which isn't a big storm, but people are making
New Jersey. Oh, I bet some shares were knocked over then.
Stockton, Sacramento. So let's just imagine that was the piece where you're just like, this piece of plastic chair was on its side in black and white. Not a good piece. So yeah, this guy probably, you should probably ask your boss if you can exhibit your piece, your painting, your portrait, your art, not just your cock. But yeah, dude, stupid. So yeah, good. I'm glad they took it down. It's probably not good. It's probably just not good. I don't know art. I know what I like, but I also know you guys also know what they know.
Yeah, I'm boring when it comes to art. I just like it to be a nice picture. Like, oh, that looks good. I remember going to for a school trip, having to go to a modern art gallery, and there was like a couch with a TV underneath one side of it, so it was like up at an angle, like perched on this TV. One of those big fat TVs, the one that's like 2 foot deep, and it just had a video looping of the artist's face. And it's like, what the fuck does this, like, what is that supposed to mean? That the guy's trapped in the TV, but why is the couch on top of him? Like you could, and then there's that woman that made lots of money, I think, when she just put her bed that was like unmade, and people go nuts about it. I don't care.
There was an art piece where a guy just duct tape a banana to the wall. It wasn't a troll. It wasn't some asshole that walked into the gallery that day and just like, I'm just gonna duct tape it. No, it was a legitimate piece, but it was a banana duct taped to a wall.
And then someone ate it. I remember that. True
Pretty
story.
stupid.
Someone walked up, took the banana, and ate it.
Oh, good for them. Good for them. I've been to a couple of galleries where there's been a toilet in the
That's
gallery.
just asking for trouble.
I don't go to many galleries, by the way. Like, I am not cultured, but you go on a date and like, hey, we should go to the Museum of Modern Art, whatever, blah blah blah. Anyway, twice I've seen a toilet there, and I'm like, oh god, I hope someone doesn't use that. But however, while it wasn't in San Francisco, someone used the toilet.
I mean, again, they shouldn't have done it, but when you just put a toilet in the middle of the room, you're asking, because at least someone either stupid or someone was
Yes.
like, this will be funny. It's
You
gonna
are correct.
happen.
You are correct. You are correct. You are correct.
They should have put the cling film over it. Like, jokes on them.
They still may have, and that's how things got alerted. Like if you take a solid deuce in that toilet without the film, eventually people's gonna go like, something smells like shit around here, because there's no water in there, guys. It's just an empty toilet. Like it's just a vessel. However, you put that cellophane on there, that saran wrap, people are gonna know a lot quicker. Because you're like, oh my god, I should not have shit there. My bad. I didn't know I couldn't take a shit in front of 300 other people without a partition. My bad.
I mean,
That most likely didn't happen.
have you ever been to a music festival? I mean, maybe I haven't shit in front of that many people, but I've pissed in one of those 5-mile long troughs.
No, actually, I haven't been to one of those, thankfully. Like, I mean, a trough is whatever. Thankfully it's something there. I've been to Amsterdam. I've been to been to Amsterdam, whatever, Holland, and they have plenty of outdoor urinals because so many people just get drunk and piss in the street. They're like, here's a urinal, dude. Just piss in this, please. Would you? It's embedded in the building. It's part of the fucking frame. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not comfortable doing that yet. Also, I need to shit. However, that has been a solution that I have not seen in San Francisco, which would probably save a lot of fucking souls. Would probably help a lot of people. Would probably resolve a lot of problems with pissing in the street. By the way, Kush Hayes is pissed in the streets of San
public
Francisco
urinals
because sometimes
a thing.
there's no urinal in the goddamn wall outside.
You hear that, Governor Murphy? You want to get re-elected here in New Jersey? I'm actually, to be fair, I'm sure they would get really upset if around my neighborhood. Oh, they are so they get upset when dogs pee on the grass. Where the fuck do you expect them to piss?
Yeah, the homeless problem is such a problem. Expanded on that problem. in San Francisco, like, yeah, why don't you just have urinals in the fucking street? Literally, again, this is not a problem in Europe. Why wouldn't we for a while there? We had a mayor named Willie Brown.
Great
He
name.
is now in his 90s. He's almost on his deathbed. He's not doing anything. But for 8 years, he was a mayor here in San Francisco and did a lot of things, whether good, whether bad, not important. However, he was always like, we're going to make San Francisco the Paris of the United States. And that sounds nice. Paris ain't very pretty either. Although I haven't been to Paris yet. So go figure.
Everyone's rude. But Willie's a great name. I feel you have to like earn that name. Like you can't be Willie until you're like 70s. Like you're saying like you're Will or William, and then once you hit your 70s, now you've unlocked that new nickname. Now I can go by Willie.
Well, if he's in his 90s, 30 years ago, he'd have been in his 60s, so he'd have probably taken umbrage with that. However, yeah, man, I worked for Willie Brown for a summer. He doesn't know I worked for him, but we did take a photo together. He gave me a blazer.
Ooh.
Still fits. It's a little tight. It's a little tight 25 years later, but it still fits. I have to like suck my gut in and not breathe, but it still fits.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Everyone loves
That
a
was
free
our
blazer.
front stories, I believe.
It was.
And someone just get drafted.
Probably. I don't know.
No, okay.
It's Caitlin Clark.
I like
still
that
on her way to
jingle, though.
Indiana. Right? I'm
That's nice.
surprised.
That's
you know,
nice. We'll probably
didn't
get
know- I-
copyright infringed for that. Of
Maybe. I
all the
don't
things
know.
we've done, 146 episodes, we'll probably get dinged for that.
Well, I thought it was like the NFL jingle because, to be fair, the NFL draft is the only draft I've ever watched. But I was watching the WNBA draft on Monday, and that came on. I was like, oh, maybe is this like a draft thing or is it an ESPN thing? I don't know. I'm very confused.
I think it's an ESPN thing, but again, I'm uneducated about all the drafts. They print all the results out the next day. I'm with Bill Burr on this. We don't have to watch. We can just read the results tomorrow.
Yeah, just watch the highlights. Oh,
No highlights to watch. Just read the report. Like, oh, okay, Caitlin Clark's going to Indiana. All right, good for her. I hope.
She seems upset. Anyway,
She seems upset.
let's wrap up the first half of this show by talking about other things that are achieving things with their life. Not just you, Caitlin Clark. You're not monopolizing success, eh? It's that time.
I gotta tell you, Mama Hayes was very disappointed when Iowa did not win or did not advance to the finals.
I knew
I
people
don't
that
know
cried.
which was which. No, well, yeah, she had a lot more invested than Mama Hayes. So sure, I'm sure Clayton Clark cried.
Oh no! I just know friends that cried. They got so upset.
Oh,
that
your
she
friends
didn't win.
cried. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Did you have a lot of money on it
Jesus
or something?
Christ.
I don't
That's
know.
yeah. I got nothing for that, man. Without insulting your friends, I got nothing on that.
Anyway, let's talk about other people that are achieving things with their life. And so far, they get a nice piece of paper from an Irish brewery. That's well done. You achieved something with your life. It's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why?
Why?
Why? Why would you want to do that?
This week's Dumb World Record takes us to St. Louis or St. Louis or St. Louis. Depends on how fancy you want to say it. Where we go back to a museum. Oh, this is a very artistic episode.
Yeah, man.
Since other than the
That's
fact
not
we
a
talk
bad
about
thing.
Tommy Lee's testicles. A museum in St. Louis, Missouri successfully broke a Guinness World Record by gathering 355 people to wear underwear on their heads at the same time.
St. Louis Brewery convinced 3,000. How many?
No, a museum convinced 355 people to wear underwear on their heads.
Oh, only 355. However, it was a museum to wear underwear on their head.
Yes.
Please elaborate. Please
Well,
expand.
I mean, there's really not much to elaborate for. So the museum provided the white briefs for the attempt, and a Guinness World Record adjudicator
you.
announced just after 2:30 p.m. that the record had officially been broken with 355 people wearing underpants as hats. The museum previously earned Guinness World Record titles for the largest pencil, the longest seesaw,
Okay, not
fancy,
mad at that either.
the largest tennis racket.
Sure. Okay, that's art. Very
Yeah,
artsy.
yeah. It also holds an unofficial record for the world's largest pair of underpants. They're obsessed with underpants. And they're on display at the museum.
According to the article, they decided
Oh.
to attempt this record to commemorate 314 Day, which is a local holiday in honor of the city's 314 area code. Because apparently when you think of St. Louis, they want you to think of a bunch of idiots wearing underwear on their heads.
So, as we're recording this, it is April 15th. It is a Monday. That is not important. However, it is 415, which is the area code for San Francisco.
Ooh, what are you doing to celebrate? Putting underwear on your head?
Filing taxes. That's what
Oh.
we're doing today. We're filing taxes because this is the last day up until 11:59 p.m. where you at least have to get your taxes postmarked and sent in, whether you're extending the process or filing the process. Today is the day. I got my shit done back in February. I got my refund like 2 weeks ago. Thank you.
Sing it. Preach.
Yeah. I live in a house where I only know people stressing out about tax day and then eventually just filing it for the extension and then worrying about it again until August and not doing anything. By the way, you can file your extension and then pay your taxes on April 16th. It's not an issue. Well, you can still get everything done the next day. If you really need the extension, you can get shit done the next day. However, in this household, people don't get it done until August, which is the last day, whatever day that is. So guess what I do? I get that shit done super quick. Guess what? There was a joke on The Simpsons where Ned Flanders wakes up at 12:01 a.m. was like, oh my God.
January 1st.
It's New Year's Day. I need to do my taxes. I need paperwork to come in. And
I have to wait for like W2s or some shit.
Doesn't come in until like January 31st or February 28th. I forget when it's supposed to come in. There's a specific date where you can't do your taxes until you get all this paperwork. So that's what I wait for. Anyways, if I could, I would get it done in January 2nd. Anyways.
Oh yeah, this is like not really interesting. Talking about taxes, but I was like, because what I do it as soon as possible, so sometime during February, because then worst case scenario, touch wood. Luckily, they owed me money this year, but worst case scenario, if I owe them money, I then give myself 2 months to pay that money back. So then it's not like a sticker shock of, oh my God, I have to give them all this money straight away. Now I've got a couple of months so I can start, I can now plan how I'm going to give them that money back. And it's like, it's not so bad.
Yeah. By the way, if you do end up owing the government money, which is a fucking bummer, you don't just have to pay them all in one sum lump on one day. You can literally go over the rest of the year and pay them in segments. If it's that bad, you can do that. But a lot of people, everyone gets scared about this. I fucking get it. Believe me, I get it. But yeah, fucking take care of your taxes before today, April 15th.
So I always hear these commercials on especially obviously around this time of year, obviously.
Oh yeah, lots of about rocket lawyers and rocket.
These are like tax relief services where if you owe lots of money to the IRS, blah 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 blah, And one of them's like, "Whoa, if you don't pay your taxes, like if you don't pay, they have an interest charge, and so you'll owe more tomorrow, and blah 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 blah." And other person, I owed them over $20,000 because I didn't pay my taxes for like 10 years. So what is your fucking
Who
fault?
are these people?
Well, I appreciate there must be some situations where I'm like, oh, gee, all right, fair enough. But if you pay your taxes for 10 years, don't then get upset when the IRS like on your ass.
The
Like,
last lady I dated, and this was a few years ago, so guess what? I'm not very popular with ladies, but the last lady I dated hasn't filed taxes for years at that point. I doubt she's filed for years and since. Um, However, I was like, when she did break up with me, I was like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't want to deal with your bullshit. There was more than just going on, but I was just like, yeah. You're not making a lot of great decisions here. So, okay.
yeah, when
Thank
the
you.
government comes after you, I want to be as far away from you as possible.
I appreciate your decision here. Thank you.
But yeah,
Oh, who got drafted?
Caitlin Clark, Indiana.
Oh,
Fever.
shit, again?
Ooh, yeah,
Where'd she get
yeah.
drafted?
And she tried to escape, but they called her back again. No,
Ah.
Caitlin, you're gonna get that Indiana fever whether you like it or not.
Oh.
Take some Tylenol. That helps with fevers. Anyway, it's free medical advice.
Do you have Tylenol in Great Britain?
I don't know if that's the
What
brand
what is
name.
your aspirin? What is your pain relief over the counter in England?
I don't know. Just
When I say I have a headache and we're in England, what do you tell me to take?
aspirin,
Okay. Okay.
I guess.
All right.
I don't know.
Honest answer.
I'm a Yankee Doodle now, man. I've
You
been
don't
here
have
over
a
7
brand
years.
name though? Like take aspirin is not the brand name. Aspirin is the drug.
I honestly have no idea what the name brands were. I can't
Okay.
remember.
That's honest answer.
It's part of I learned that Caitlin Clark went to Indiana, and so some information had
Very
to
delightful.
to vacate
I
the
really do
brain
enjoy that.
to keep that information.
Okay.
So I forgot the brand name of aspirin in the UK, but now I know.
That's okay. It also tells me that you have had no physical problems. I 7 days ago woke up with a knot in my shoulder so bad that it affected everything I did that day. We canceled a recording because I was like, I'm in so much pain right now. All I did was get out of bed. I can't do nothing right now. So, I went the full day because sometimes it just goes away, and then sometimes it don't. So, after we canceled our appointment, I went a full day, and then I finally took some time. I was like, oh, good, I can move this shoulder again. Isn't that nice? Oh, I can get out of bed. By the way, you never understand how heavy your torso is from your hips to your shoulders. By the way, you're still carrying your arms in your head.
Yep.
Try lifting 100 pounds getting out of bed. I don't know how much you weigh, Mike Fish, but there's at least 100 pounds of me that is just torso, arms, arms and head.
What?
It is not fun, dude.
So there you go. Kush Hayes has arms and legs.
Arms and legs and a neck with a head.
And a neck. Although some
With
people
a
don't have
head.
necks.
A whole head.
Have you seen
I
some
got
of
a
those like
whole head.
super muscle men? Sometimes they lose their neck. They're just like,
Oh, no, thankfully I'm not. I don't have that problem. I actually have a very slender neck. Ladies
beautiful
like
neck.
my neck.
It's one of the best necks I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome, buddy. So yeah, there we go. St. Louis. Most people with underpants on their heads. Congratulations.
I'm happy to hear that they're wearing clean underwear. Fresh underwear, not washed underwear. Very good.
I wonder if they're gonna keep them. It's like, remember
Yeah,
that
I'm pretty
time?
sure they got to keep them. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I don't know, it's a museum. Most of those are cheap.
Well, that is fair. Based on based on a review I did of a Holocaust movie the other day. There was just like, and now 40 years later, 70 years later, here's an exhibit of 40,000 children's shoes. They're all dead. You're like, oh, fuck you. So yeah, I would not be surprised if that also.
Jesus Christ, how did you make the segue from 355 people wearing underpants on their head to the Holocaust?
Because that museum might put those 355 underpants on display.
Like, yes, remember on this day in 2024, we managed to convince this many idiots to wear these on their heads.
And we got a world record for it. That's the exhibit. So it's just a little pile of underwear. It's in a pyramid, but it is there. And let's move on.
Maybe it's like in front of the giant, the world's largest pair of underpants. Maybe we should do a road trip.
We should absolutely do a road trip. I don't know if Mrs. Fish will let you do that, but I'm down. We also need a sponsor because I need to pay bills here.
I'll just say I'm meeting Nelly. Wearing underwear on my head. Anyway, that wraps up this first half of the show. Still to come, we've got the birthday quiz, birthday blackjack, Civil War movie review, and much more. So stick around if you would. We'd appreciate it. After this short break.
Pretty please.
While they're reading about yesterday, the boss from Casio gives you a powerful start on today. Its 64K memory lets you see where you're going. You can see who you're calling. This digital diary lets you see who you're meeting. And the boss can even exchange data with a PC. It's got everything you need to make your day a better day. The Business Organizer Scheduling System. The boss from Casio.
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
My God, I'm losing all bodily functions here. And
Welcome back to Waffle Box. Episode 146, still to come. Civil War movie review, feel good story, and all that good junk. But it is the middle of the show, so if you ask me, it's perfect time to play the middle of the show quiz, which, as always, is birthday Blackjack, where we 5 celebrities are celebrating their birthdays today, Wednesday, April 17th. And Kush has to guess how old they are now.
Oh, that's
For
me.
example,
okay.
if the celebrity is 50 years old and he guesses 45, he scores 5 points because he's 5 years out. And aim of the game is to stay within 21 so he doesn't go bust. Of course, you can play along at home and you can let us know at Wafflebox on Twitter how you scored. Be honest. Be honest.
Please be honest. Come on, guys. Be honest.
Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready, sir. Thank you.
All right,
I'm looking forward to this.
Music.
Let's play the piano music. Let's get piano music, please.
Number 1.
Celebrity number 1 is Miss Jennifer Garner, who she was an actress. Was she in Daredevil?
She's been in a bunch of stuff. She is.
And also now she just keeps asking me what's in my wallet. I'm like, none of your business, Jennifer Garner.
She was the love interest in Daredevil, Elektra. She also got her own spin-off, Elektra, which did nothing at the box office. Not her fault. It was just not a good movie. Jeez. I believe she's younger than me, but I'm going to say she is 44 years old.
And for 44, she turned 52 today.
Jesus Christ, really? Well, she looks great.
She does look great. So that's quick maths. That's 8 points.
8 points. There it is. Okay, that is the bar for tonight. Scary already.
Number 2.
Scary already.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Retired, I believe he's retired. Retired mixed martial artist Tyron Woodley.
I know the name. Not picturing a face.
Well, he's retired, so that could be a clue. So
Okay.
he's no spring chicken anymore.
No. Oh, that's it? Okay. I thought you were giving me an expansion. 35.
35 is the guess. Tyron Woodley turned 43 today.
Really? God damn.
Which
Tyron
scores
Woodley.
you
We need to go to the
another
bar
8
and get some drinks together.
points. So you're already at
16.
16.
Right, so 16. Yeah, man,
I think
we're due to lose
be
this.
really good now.
We gotta lose this one.
Number 3.
Number three, British actor and make the top head of the family in one of the families in Game of Thrones. I can't remember which one it is, but it's Mr. Sean Bean.
Oh, Sean Bean. Yeah.
Sean Bean.
Got
How
his head
old's
cut
Sean
off
Bean
at the
today?
end of the first season. He died by James Bond's hand, and he dies in the Lost. He is like 58. He might even be 62, but I'm going with 58.
And for 58, he turned 65.
Son of a bitch.
Today. That's 7, so you're at 23 so far. So to save yourself, you need at least one spot on answer here.
2 more to go.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Son of a bitch.
Rapper and Brick City, New Jersey native, Mr. Redman.
Oh, Redman. Yeah.
Redman today.
I know Redman. Dude, Redman is... He's probably 55.
He turned 54. Ooh, so close. So that puts you up to 24. So this is it. This all comes down to number 5. You need to get this one spot on.
Thank you, Redman.
To save yourself. Otherwise, the security is going to, because you're going to go bust and you got no money here, sir. You need to get out of the casino.
Here.
You need to get out of the casino.
Genuinely nervous here.
Number 5.
Number 5. Spice Girls turn entrepreneur / business person / David Beckham's wife.
Oh, posh.
How old is Victoria Beckham today?
So I bet she was younger than me when she started the Spice Girls. I think she's like 43.
And for 43, Victoria Beckham turned 50 today.
Really? Oh, good for her.
Right?
Good for her.
Which
She looks
means
great for
you
50.
finish up with an overall score of 31, which unfortunately,
I
sir,
lost by a lot.
makes you a loser.
Yeah, no.
You lose.
Super disappointed head here. However, good for Victoria Beckham because she looks amazing still. At 50?
Right?
Wow.
She's-
50 used to look different, guys. I don't know if you know that. 50 used to look way different. I mean,
She
we could
looks
talk
like-
about diet and pills and taking care of yourself and exercise, but 50 was a lot different 30 years ago.
Facts. Just the facts, man.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Just the facts, man.
All right, moving on. Still on the celebrity avenue. It's now time to pit 4 celebrities against each other in the ring and see which one of them comes out on top. It's now time for this week's Celebrity Battle Royale.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah. Celebrity Battle Royale. This week's Celebrity Battle Royale theme is fake detectives.
Oh, fun.
So people or characters from TV or movies that are detectives that try to solve crimes. And now we're going to pit them against each other.
Fake people. They make them
And
do whatever I
let's
want
see
to.
if Kush agrees with the viewers. I ran a poll on Wafflebox on Twitter.
I didn't know what the poll was.
So make sure you head over that, follow that, so you can get your vote heard for next week's. So yeah, TV detectives. So this week's lineup in the first contestant is Mr.
I've got paper.
Eddie Valiant, who was
okay, the guy from Roger
detective
Rabbit.
from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Contestant number 2, Mr. Fox Mulder from the X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
Contestant number 3, Mr. Thomas Magnum.
Oh, Magnum PI.
Tom Selleck, greatest mustache in the game.
We're not including the new Magnum on that, just old Magnum.
This is Tom Selleck. Tom
Selleck, period. Okay.
And then from what we've actually referenced earlier in the show, Mr. Frank Drebin from Police Squad or Naked Gun. So it's Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Fox Mulder from the X-Files, Thomas Magnum from Magnum PA. Is it Magnum PA?
Magnum PI.
Magnum PI. Magnum PA. Yeah, I'm a physician's assistant. I'm going to be assisting you in your treatment.
Private assistant. Yeah, no.
And Frank Drebin from Police Squad.
Okay. If I may, requesting 2 minutes to evaluate all these names here. I feel like I know the name, but I'm going to just go over all of this here.
So yeah, so who's playing at home? It's again Eddie Valiant, who's named Roger Rabbit. Also played by Super Mario. Fox Mulder from the X-Files, the sexiest of the detectives, I do believe. Mr. Thomas Magnum PI, and Frank Drebin from Police Squad. Naked Gun.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I think I got this here.
He's got it.
So dig this. Frank Drebin trips over himself and accidentally fires his gun and hits Fox Mulder in the chest, who does not die. However, Fox Mulder fires his gun and hits Eddie Drebin in the chest also, and then both of those guys die.
Wait, so who's dead?
Mulder and Valiant are both dying.
Oh,
they're
Eddie
not
Valiant's
dead, but they are dying because there's
dying.
a gun in this. Yeah, they
So
eventually
still
die.
in it. Oh, okay. So they're out. They're eliminated.
They're very eliminated. They would like to get up, but they can't because they've been shot.
Referee
However,
stoppage.
Drebin then wanders up to Magnum PI, who then Vietnam War chops him in the throat and then ends the whole series. So Magnum PI is your winner of this contest, this 4-weight contest.
Congratulations, Tom Selleck and Magnum PI. To the viewers poll with 50% of the votes.
Whoa.
Our listener actually gave the nod to Mr. Valiant, Mr. Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, they reckon.
That drunk? No.
He could scrap, I reckon.
He can fight, but he's a drunk. No. He's not going to be in any good shape for this. Also, everyone's a detective, so guns are involved.
Do you reckon? I guess it is a battle royale to the death, so I guess weapons are allowed.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's dying, but shit. People definitely got shot tonight. It's bad. It's bad. It's not good. Don't do it.
No bueno. No es bueno.
No es bueno. Gracias, Senor Mike Pisces.
Mike Pescado. That's Vanessa, because someone called me Mike Pez.
Oh, did you hit him?
No. Well, then a Mexican friend of mine said, "Well, Pez is I think that's cooked fish. It's dead cooked fish." Or was it the other way around? Or pescado is the cooked fish?
No, it's bueno.
So I think it might be. Oh, anyway, whatever.
I didn't mean to insult you, but That should have been taken as an insult.
Why I order?
Well,
Anyway,
you ought to have done a bunch of stuff that night, but whatever. That's a whole other episode.
let's talk about a movie that, from what I've seen, is an incredibly uplifting movie, which should give everyone a sense of bright futureness. That's even a word. It's a segment where Kush reviews a movie, and we like to call it Kush's Movie Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
This week's Kush's Movie Review is Civil War, a fantastic movie in which Guns N' Roses talk about how they came up with the writing and the production of their classic hit, Civil War. It's a beautiful song. I don't know which album it's on, but it's on the greatest hits because it's great.
Civil War from Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses.
Well, Guns N' Horses would be a great cover
Guns
band.
N' Horses is another group. They perform at the Woolberry all the time. Civil War by Guns N' Roses is on the Use Your Illusion album, part 2. Not part 1, part 2. Oh, watch me be wrong. I got every detail but part 1 and part 2 wrong. Anyways.
Great song. It's a great song.
Weird.
Album is on.
It's fine. It's fine. You'll edit this. I know you will. Don't worry.
You won't.
I know you won't. That's all right. Civil War. This is a hard R. This is by A24. This is 1 hour and 49 minutes, dude. It's written and directed by Alex Garland. Now, if you're familiar with that name, he has also done Ex Machina, which is when Poe Dameron sexually danced with a fake CGI robot. I didn't see it. Everyone has said it's good, though. I've not heard a negative review about that movie. So,
sounds kinky.
For whatever reason, I still have not gotten on my way to seeing it. But I understand it's a great movie. I saw Annihilation. That was with a bunch of ladies. I'm sorry, I don't remember the names. We're not doing that review, but I can tell you, I think I had a heart attack during Annihilation. And not because I'm now 45. This would have been 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. But I think I just had too much salty popcorn with too much butter flavoring as opposed to butter. And all I remember is just before the bear scene, and the folks who have seen this movie know what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, my arm went dead. And I went, oh my God. This is like the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life here. And then I sipped my Pepsi, and I went, oh, good. Got some movement back in there. So I guess there was some water in that Pepsi. So thank you, Fountain Pepsi, for saving me and not being me a headline and man dies during a screening of Annihilation.
Yeah, the way you set it up, it kind of made it sound like the movie was so shocking that it gave you a heart attack. It was just the fact that you
the movie's
too much
scary,
fatty
dude.
food.
There's a scene where there's like a bear man
pig.
There's some mutant in there where you're just like, this is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. However, that was not the cause of my possible mini heart attack. However, as you can tell, we survived. We are being better about our diet, and y'all should too. Anyways, Alex Garland made this movie. He wrote and directed it. I think that's his. Those are his caveats. This stars Miss Kirsten Dunst. You know her from Spider-Man. Wagner Muta. Magnum Warta. I don't know where he's from. He apparently played Death in the latest Puss in Boots cartoon. By the way, scary fucking character. Good for you, Puss in Boots. And then Otherwise, I couldn't point him out. Anyways, also,
You
lady
can point
name
out Death. In Puss in Boots, I'm pretty sure he's pretty clear which character's Death. He's
yeah,
the
it's
guy
still
with the
scary.
with the cape and the scythe.
I didn't say you couldn't identify him. I in that cartoon, I just said you couldn't identify him. Period. Scary character still. Anyways, Mike Fish, we're gonna go through Kaylee Spenny? I don't know. She's the young buck in this, and then the big man, Stephen Henderson. He was most recently he's definitely in Dune Part 1. I don't remember him being in Dune Part 2, but he is the only obese gentleman in there that is light skinned with 1,000 freckles on his face. Um, you'll know him when you see him. And then the president is actually played by Nick Offerman. Nick Offerman does a lot of great work. He is not given anything to do in this. He gives a little speech, and that's really it. There's 1 to 2 more scenes. For spoiler's sake, I won't get into that. However, Nick Offerman is fine as a guy who's playing Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and maybe a couple other presidents that I don't recognize. However, the story is this. It is an alternate timeline. It's the near future. It could be today, could be 10 years from now. However, social media, nothing anymore. Smartphones do exist, but only with the capability of just, well, there's an app and you can look at your photos on pure film through it. By the way, why are we still using pure film in this timeline? That's my biggest problem with this whole movie. Same timeline. We're also just like, again, what started the Civil War? Again, the movie is called Civil War. This would, by this timeline, be the second Civil War the United States of America has had. And in the trailer, California and Texas have aligned, which seems wildly out of place. In the movie, not mentioned so much, if at all. I don't remember being mentioned. However, when the president, Nick Offerman, is giving his little speech, he talks about, like, yeah, we fucked up Florida. You're not coming after me. We fucked up Florida, so all y'all can fuck off. This is a road movie, a road trip movie. Kirsten Dunst, Mr. Waylon Molan, and then Stephen Henderson. They're all on their way to Charlottesville. I'm bad on my geography, so I thought this was Charlottesville, South Carolina, which would be way south of Washington, D.C. Charlottesville, Virginia, which I'm still bad at geography, but much closer. They pick up a rookie, Miss Kaylee Speen, if I'm reading that correctly. And then they just go on a road trip. And there's like 900 miles between where they start in Manhattan all the way to Washington, D.C. The original plan is to drop off 2 of these people and go on with the rest of our trip. For some reason, our protagonist, Kirsten Dunst, and her reporter, they know that President Nick Offerman's days are literally numbered. He's going to be dead within the next 10 days. I don't know why they know that, but they do know that. So their objective is to get to Washington, D.C. sooner than later, get one final interview with the president, and then fuck off to their next assignment. Everyone else is telling them, hey, man, everyone who has tried to get within touch of the president within the last 14 months has all been murdered. Why do you think you're going to be any different? And they're like, I just got a good feeling. And that's when the road
Feeling
trip
like that.
starts. You got questions, Mike Fish? Go ahead.
No, I don't. I just feel that's ridiculousness.
It is a little ridiculous, but I think we're also currently going on within this. Like, it's a civil war. Again, the second civil war within this country's history. We're at a point where they're reflecting on a lot of things. They're reflecting on the lifestyle of the photographers and the media from Vietnam, from Desert Storm, from post 9/11. I forget what that operation was called. I think it was just Operation Desert Healing, something stupid like that. And modern day era. Anyway, all the reporters are for whatever reason just hanging out in a hotel, one hotel. But I think that was casually known. And once upon a time, if you're familiar with the history of war, media and medics were off limits. Don't shoot those people. However, once we got to Vietnam, medics were the first person shot. Why were medics shot? So we don't heal the rest of the fucking people attacking us, said the Vietnamese. All right. So this is a very dramatic movie. Going into this, based on the trailer I saw at Iron Claw back in December, I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks like a good movie. This is going to give the wrong people the wrong ideas. And then immediately, the man next to me, who was actually a friend of mine, and again, our friends are imperfect people. I'm not apologizing for him or for anyone else's friends. We went, this is going to be a great goddamn movie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. However, my friend is also very liberal with the N-word. And it's the point where I've called him on it. I'm like, hey, man, you got to stop that bullshit. I ain't, until the last 2 years, haven't hung out with him in a decade. But once that came up, I was like, yeah, man, you got to stop that shit. And he went, hey, dude, I got this post-traumatic trauma. And I was like, all right, that was 40 years ago, dude. You got beat up by a black girl when you were 5. Get over that shit. Anyways, so when I see dudes like that saying this is gonna be the greatest movie ever, and again, the trailer made us think this was gonna be something else. I got a little nervous. I thought this was gonna put a lot of wrong ideas in the wrong people's head. Here's what's happened. The Civil War has happened in this movie. Why? That's up to you. So I'm telling you, open up a newspaper today, take out 5 things you hate, and then 5 other things that you disagree with. And that is what started the Civil War in this movie. It's one is dramatic. It's very dramatic. There's a lot of slow tones. When a bullet is fired, despite the fact that we're building up to this tension, there's a scene where we've seen a mass grave. And Jesse Plemons, I'm sure you're familiar with that name. He's getting ready to bury like 30 to 40 bodies. We don't know why they died. We don't know why he's killed them. But he's ready to add 2 more bodies to that pile. And guess what? He's just like, whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of tension in this movie. It's very good. It's very abstract. How it started, that's up to you to decide. President Nick Offerman has apparently found a way to find a 3rd term in his presidency. Mike Fish, I don't know if you're familiar with this. The president is only allowed to have 2 terms. At most, 10 years. 2 terms is 1 term is 4 years. So the majority of presidents are 8 years. But you can be a vice president, that guy can die or whatever, and then you can only get 10 years. Anyways. It's a good movie. I was impressed with it. I loved Annihilation. I've not seen Ex Machina. Do you need to see this? Mm, no, because I'm still afraid of people that are stabbing people in Sydney with a knife. No, you don't need to see this. However, it's a very good movie if you can separate yourself from the art, if you can separate the artists from the art. It's a good movie of what possibly could happen in the near future. It's surprisingly it hasn't happened now. Anyways, I'm giving Civil War, A24 Civil War, Alex Garland's Civil War, a 4 out of 5. I didn't want to like this movie, but it's 4 out of 5.
Was it kind of put together like as if like a telling of a quote unquote true story, or was it
Not
like
at
was
all.
there like protagonists? Was there like someone? Was there a team in this civil war that we're supposed to be cheering for? Like, is the president a bad guy? Like, what's the
It's a road
vibe?
movie, so we're stuck with the 4 characters in the car. One of them is way incredibly deathly obese. One is incredibly super duper young, and then you got the 2 other people that have just been there the entire time. Um, no, no, this isn't. You're not rooting for anybody. And while I've heard other people say like everybody in this is an unlikable character, I didn't hate everybody. No, there's a weird scene where the the guy who's supposed to be the I'm going to just say interviewer. That's not the right word. Flirts with the youngest girl in the car, and the way they set it up, the way they frame it, he's a creep. However, this guy only knows war. He is sent to war zones. Um, Kirsten Dunst at one point is finally taking a bath. I don't know how long she's gone without bathing. That's not apparent, but she's like, oh my God. I'm reflecting on so many things here where like a man has been bound into a tire, doused in gasoline. His other friends or cat or co-workers, lack of a better word, have been shot in the head. But for whatever reason, he's being bound in a tire and set on fire. Okay, and she is reflecting on that. And so you're just like, yeah, these folks have seen some shit. They are not very friendly. They are not politically correct. They're not woke. They're just like, we need to get the fuck out of here. It doesn't matter whose team you're on. We want to get this photo. And that's it. Like, it's very by the numbers. It's very binary. But again, I thought this was going to be a very bad movie. I found it to be very good. 4 to 5. Do you need to see it in theaters? No. However, in the theaters with the modern sound, there's a few times where people get shot and you're incredibly surprised. I jumped. I jumped twice in this movie. It wasn't a jump scare, but I jumped twice.
All I know is fuck that photo. I'm going to Canada. If that shit happens.
And it will be a good place in this timeline. Yes, sir.
Oh, super friendly. Oh, super friendly. But there you go. Civil War from A24. 4 out of 5. Check it out if you want. But it's California and Texas teaming up in a tag team.
Let's forget that part. Just the people do not like that this man had a third term, and they revolted. And guess what? There's people. I'm only now hearing today on Monday, April 15th. We release it on Wednesdays, so that'll be the 17th. People are upset about this movie, and I get it. I get why they're upset, but guess what? It's just it's fake. I'm happy to report that to you. But two, there are people out there that believe this dumb shit. So You have to be ready for that. And then there's an assault on Washington, D.C. Our protagonists, not our protagonists, but they invade the White House, and spoiler alert, murder the president of the United States president, at least. So people are, I understand what people are upset by this. They should be. We should not be in this timeline. This is a very good example of let's not be in this timeline. Let's figure this shit out. People, it's gonna happen sooner or later. So, anyways, again, Civil War 4 out of 5. Sorry to interrupt you.
No worries. Check that. But let's Jesus, let's
Heavy
end
movie.
this show on a lighter note, shall we?
Please.
Talking about the
Jesus Christ,
president
please.
being murdered. My gosh, Nick Offerman deserves much better than that. I'm sure
He's
he'd be
been
a nice
doing
guy.
a lot of good roles where he's like, I'm an asshole and I'm a racist and whatever. I told you of a movie called Origins. He plays a plumber in that, where he's kind of racist, and then the woman reverse psychologies him, and you're like, all right, I wasn't gonna do anything, but now what can I do for you? Anyways, let's get into this final segment.
But he was nice in The Last of Us. What a nice guy.
Yeah, one of his best roles, actually. And I've never played The Last of Us, the video game series.
I
I understand that one episode. It's actually very exclusive from everything we're
I don't believe that
supposed
actually
to
happens
know.
in the game.
Best episode of the season.
Yeah, so I have the game, but then the TV in the one of the rooms broke, and so my TV had to go to that room, and so I haven't been able to play video games for ages. I could just take the video game console into the other room, but I'm far too lazy for that. Anyway,
Genuinely surprised he didn't win an Emmy for that role, for that specific role.
Why not? Why not? Damn it! Give that man his flowers and his Emmy. Anyway, let's wrap this week's show up with a feel-good, fuzzy story. Makes us all, so I can go to bed now. Feel nice. It's this week's feel-good story of the week.
Oh, yeah.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
Retire.
Can I hear it again?
This week's feel-good story starts in 1978.
Ooh.
That's
my year.
And it's funny enough, it's still about the goddamn solar eclipse. So back in 1978, whilst teaching his earth science class, Patrick Moriarty distributed worksheets detailing the trajectories of upcoming eclipses. As he highlighted one expected to pass near their hometown, Moriarty boldly declared to his students, hey, circle that one on April 8th, 2024. We're going to get together for that one. His students chuckled at the thoughts, finding it challenging to fathom such a distant future event. That's a very bit. They took some liberties on that article. Who's this guy I think he is? I think. Oh, how did they fathom such a distance? No, they just laughed. It was like, yeah, of course, buddy. Yeah, we're going to hang out with our teacher. Yeah, anyway. Nevertheless, Moriarty persisted, reminding all of his classes over the next 16 years to mark their calendars for the anticipated gathering. Fast forward to 2 years ago, Moriarty, fueled by nostalgia and determination, created a Facebook event and reached out to his former students. To his surprise, hundreds responded with enthusiasm, expressing interest in joining the reunion. As April 8th, 2024 approached, approximately 100 of Moriarty's former students gathered at his home in suburban Rochester, New York. Emotions ran high as familiar faces from their junior high days reconnected with Moriarty, reminiscing, when they were walking up, I could see their little ninth grade faces still. Former student Kevin Thompson reflected on Moriarty's commitment, dubbing the promise as the longest homework assignment in history. Chuck O'Brien added, describing Moriarty not just as a great teacher, but an inspirational one. Oh, look at that. Isn't that
Oh, very
nice?
nice.
Very nice. So,
Very nice.
I have no idea who any of my former teachers are still alive. So that's
The best teacher I ever had was junior high school, or junior year of senior high school. That would be the 11th grade. I would be 17. And Prager, Mr. Prager, I had the best class with him ever. And he was my history teacher.
I loved
Shout
history.
out to Lair Prager.
I was always upset because I'm reminiscing. You always hear all the stories in the news, and I look back at my school days, and I'm like, why did I not get that pervy, hot, young female teacher?
Wow, right?
Right,
So there was one super hot chick that was a teacher in my school between 95 and 97. I would graduate in 97. And then I don't remember what I was doing in her class, but it was one of those things where I had to walk into her room, interrupt her class. Third period, fourth period, seventh period. Who gives a shit? However, I was just like, this is the time to do it. Yo, Miss Ang. She's a Korean lady. Would you go out to me with to the prom? I was 18 at this point. That would make me a senior in high school. So yeah, she politely declined because she said it was inappropriate. The entire class laughed. I did not take offense to it, but yeah, I asked Miss Dang to the prom, senior of high school, and I'm not ashamed of that. This woman had amazing legs, dude.
Did you try
She's
to
very
reconnect
cute.
after you left school, and then then it would be less inappropriate?
Oh no, we did not connect at all. No. But
That would
she
have
had
been
a
a real
very cute
feel-good
face.
story.
She had amazing legs. She had a good body. She was very young for a high school teacher at that time in my era. Yeah. However, I asked her out to the prom in front of everybody. She declined, and I just went, all right, whatever.
What was her name again?
Miss Ing.
Miss Ing. If you are watching or listening to Waffle Box and you remember getting asked out by 18-year-old Kush, drop us a line, and maybe we'll get you on get you on the show, and that'd be a
I
nice.
would still be wearing this bandana, so that would help, and these sunglasses.
And we are celebrating our 3-year anniversary in a couple of weeks, so that'd be a really nice moment. So, Miss Ing,
I would love it. I believe she was literally not embarrassed for the wrong reasons, but embarrassed for like, oh my God, this young guy just asked me out. I would love to say yes, but it would be wildly inappropriate if I said no.
Well, let's just try to make her feel better and just assume that she went home to a studio apartment and diddled herself at the thought of it.
She's probably married. I'm gonna give her that. She's probably married. No, I wasn't trying to make her feel awkward, but felt right at the time.
Still, reach out. Let's make some magic happen.
Please,
That wraps up another episode of the Waffle Box. Make sure you also go to enjoywafflebox.com for all the links of how you can subscribe. If you are watching the YouTube version, you want to listen to us on the go. Maybe you're going for a run, or the weather's getting nicer now. You're going for long walks. You can take us with you. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, enjoywafflebox.com. Here's all the links. And if you are an audio listener and you want to see our gorgeous faces, you can go ahead and the YouTube version and all that stuff. Hit subscribe, hit the follow button, all that. Blah, 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 blah. Kush, you want to promote? The microdose is slowly coming to a beautiful crescendo. What's going on right now? Any new episodes?
We are going to take a minimum hiatus or a maximum hiatus. I don't know. Hiatus. However, 191 is still there. Jameel Hemphill, Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer, is going to be on the show this week, and we're going to enjoy that. We've already recorded it. It's a good time.
Also, if you remember last week's Waffle Box, we talked about WrestleMania Night 1. If you want to listen to our thoughts of WrestleMania Night 2, you can go to Microdose episode 190.
Yes,
go to postnet.family to check that out. Make sure you follow us at Wafflebox on Twitter. You can follow us on at WaffleboxPod and other social media networks. I'll be honest, I am a very terrible social media manager and I forget to update them constantly. So Twitter is probably the best way, or go to intro.com. Follow me at Only Mike Fish. You can go on Facebook and follow him at Christopher Hayes. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Lathan, any final thoughts?
Always a pleasure, never a chore. Another great episode in the bank. Also, as today is National Crawfish Day, let's give a friendly shout out to Alex P. Middleton, the Cal Ripken of crawfish. Make sure you all pass him the gravy. See you all next week.
Absolutely. Shout out to Alex Middleton, co-host of the Karen Big Blue podcast and Parts Gravy, who he had crawfish like every week, every Sunday, I think, for dinner for like 200 weeks. Madness. But there you go.
Okay.
I don't know where to go with that. But anyway, yep. Until next time, take care of yourselves. And each other.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny.